The fear of the unknown. There's something innately terrifying about the unknown. It lurks in the corners of unlit basements, behind cobweb doors that creak on their hinges, or within the split-second decisions that might mean the difference between life and death. That fear, that prickling unease when we sense we're stepping into something unfamiliar and possibly dangerous, is something every human being confronts. We all know that moment, when your gut whispers that something isn't right, that you're about to enter a space you may not want to stay in. As someone who spent 25 years as a firefighter, I became intimately familiar with that space. I faced the unknown more times than I can count. Collapsing buildings, raging infernos, the eerie silence after an explosion when you don't know who or what you'll find in the debris. But the difference back then was that I never feared those situations. I respected them, yes, but I had confidence in my training, my instincts, my brothers on the team. I trusted that I could handle whatever was waiting for me, and I threw myself into danger head first, believing I'd come out the other side just as whole as I went in. But now for the first time I find myself hesitating, unsure. Not frozen with fear, but deeply unsettled. Not because I'm staring down smoke and flame, but because I'm facing a kind of unknown I can't battle with water hoses or protective gear. This is emotional. It's quiet, subtle, and it scares the hell out of me. Before I explain the situation, let me tell you a little about how I got here. Roughly a decade ago, maybe a little longer, I met a woman online. Nothing dramatic. I was a moderator on a niche forum focused on fetishes, specifically in the section for writers. Erotic, non-erotic, poetry, prose, you name it, we hosted it. It was a small corner of a much larger site, but it was a place where creativity thrived and feedback flowed freely. That's what I valued most. Honest, thoughtful critique from people who genuinely cared about the craft. One day, I received an unusually enthusiastic comment on a poem I had posted. As was my habit, I clicked the commenter's profile, just curious. She was articulate, clearly educated, well-read, and intelligent. Nothing too revealing in her profile, but enough to spark my interest. I thanked her for the comment, and what started as a simple exchange of pleasantries evolved, slowly, naturally, into something deeper. Over the course of 10 years, we built a bond. Emotional, intellectual, unshakable, or so I thought. We've never met in person. Not once. We live over 5,000 miles apart. An entire ocean and half a dozen time zones between us. We've used every communication tool imaginable over the years. Forum chats, Skype, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. Lately we've settled on Signal. It's secure, simple, and works well most of the time. Now you might think, how can two people build something real without ever sharing physical space? Without even touching? I understand the skepticism. Ours wasn't a fairy tale romance. It had flaws, miscommunications, emotional landmines. Life happened. Careers, children, changing circumstances. But somehow we kept finding our way back to each other. 4 years, even when life was chaotic, I knew I could tap out a message, hit send, and within minutes I'd see the telltale double check marks. Received, read, reply incoming. That reliability, that rhythm, became a quiet reassurance. A heartbeat in our relationship. Lately, that heartbeat has grown faint. First, it was subtle. Few missed messages. Longer gaps before replies. I chalked it up to her work, her responsibilities, her health. She's a single mother and I get it, life is heavy. But then I noticed something that gnawed at me. Signal, like many apps, shows when a message has been delivered, when it's been read, when the other person is typing. It also shows when the app is online. Lately, her app goes dark the moment we stop talking. Not just inactive. Disconnected. Fine. Unreachable. It wasn't always like this. We used to talk throughout the day in short bursts, fitting conversations into our mismatched schedules. Sure, time zones made things tricky. When she's waking up, it's the middle of the night for me. When she's heading to bed, I'm in the thick of my day. Still, we made it work. But now, messages linger undelivered for hours, sometimes a full day. The app only turns on when she initiates a conversation, and then shuts down again almost immediately afterward. Feels calculated. Feels Last night was the tipping point. She sent a brief message saying she was feeling better. She'd been sick, something she only mentioned after the fact. Said she was going to bed early to recover. I replied almost instantly. 1 minute later. But the message remained stuck in limbo. Undelivered. Because her phone, her app, her connection to me, whatever it is, has been shut off for over 12 hours. This isn't just about missed messages. It's about what those silences say. It's about the creeping suspicion that I'm being shut out. That there's something, someone's. That the honesty and trust one believed in are eroding. I know she's been active elsewhere. I've seen her posts on other platforms. I know she's using her phone. Just not with me. And here I sit thousands of miles away with no answers. No explanations. Just a growing unease. The kind that comes not from what you know, but from what you don't and can't know. The unknown. I sent her a long message after that final "I'm going to bed" note. Stream of thoughts, fears, questions. Not accusations, just honesty. It's all still sitting in the queue, waiting to be delivered. If the past is any indicator, when she does reply, it will likely be in anger. She'll deflect. She'll accuse me of being paranoid, insecure, jealous. I'll be made out to be the problem, while she positions herself as the misunderstood victim. Specific questions won't get specific answers. Just vague reassurances or emotional manipulation meant to shut down the conversation. And here's my question to you. My readers, my peers, my fellow wanderers in the dark. Can a man be a cuckold from 5,000 miles away? Is it possible to be betrayed when you've never even held the other person's hand? Am I losing my grip on reality? Or am I just an old fool clinging to the hope that love, true, enduring love, can still exist in this fragmented digital world? Would you be suspicious? Or am I just imagining shadows in the basement?